Hello? 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 Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
So good morning.
Hello? Now, screen is completely visible. Hello?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Clearly, completely.
Yes,
Slideshow is
slideshow
available.
is visible.
Okay. Somebody joining that. It's very difficult to admit all the students. Okay. Uh, in last classes, we have discussed about the basic features of microcontroller and discuss about the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller and we study the various 8051 microcontroller family uh, controllers, and we see the RISC architecture and CISC architecture and Harvard architectures and compare with the architectures available today. We discuss about the architecture of 8051 microcontroller. Is it audible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. So here today we discuss about the architecture of 8051 microcontroller. Here we completely study the internal structure of 8051 microcontroller chip. What are the elements inside? Already we know the features of 8051 microcontroller, but here we study the internal diagram of the 8051 microcontroller. That is nothing but a study of architecture of 8051 microcontroller. Here the topic is covered in the second unit. The first one is 8051 microcontroller hardware, and we discuss about the elements in the 8051 microcontroller. That is, one is the oscillator and the clock. Generally, the microcontroller or microprocessor are a digital uh, integrated circuits. That means the integrated circuits are operate with a proper clock signal. Simply, the clock signal is nothing but a square wave, or sometimes it's also called as uh, a timing signal. That means the digital circuits needs the time signal. So therefore, here what type of oscillators we are arranged, or what type of clock generators we are used. So we study about those things. That is nothing but oscillator and clock. Another one is the role of program counter, that is PC, and uh, DPTR, that is nothing but data point register. Data point register. Actually, the data point register is not exist in the microprocessor. It is not to register. But we study, there is a DPTR. It is not physical existence. Okay, next one is flags and a program status word. Already we know the meaning of flag, and we know the program status word. So in microprocessor we called as a flag register. Here the same one is called as a program status word. So we discuss here the 8051 microcontroller is a 8-bit microcontroller. Therefore, the register size of the flag register, or sometimes it's all called program status word. It's the 8-bit length. Next, we discuss about the general purpose registers. They are called as a CPU registers, A register, B register, and so on. And next one is we discuss about the internal memory structure. Internal memory structure. Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. So internal memory structure. What is the RAM? What is the ROM? How they can organize it, and what are the address locations of RAM and ROM? And at the same time, we discuss about the internal memory. Generally, the 8051 microcontroller having 64 bytes RAM, 264 bytes RAM, and 128 byte ROM. sorry, 128 byte RAM and 264 bytes ROM. How they can organized. And the next one, that is a special function registers. What are the different type of registers are used for the particular purpose? They are called special function registers. In 8051 microcontroller, there are so many special function registers. We discuss everything. Next, IO pins and IO ports. How many IO pins are there? How many IO ports are there? How they can interface? What are the circuits are involved while connecting the integrated circuit in the external world, or 8051 microcontroller connected to the external world? Okay, therefore we discuss about the IO pins and ports and port circuits. And again, sometimes we need to interface external memory, how they can interface to the microcontroller. So that is nothing but a external memory. And here the 80, already we know that the 8051 microcontroller having inbuilt counters and timers. That means event identification, or the measure how much time the event is processed in the microcontroller, that is used by the timers and counters. So here we discuss timers and counters, how they can organize, how they can operate in 8051 microcontroller. And the next topic is serial transmission. Already I told that we know that the 8051 microcontroller has inbuilt UART for serial communication. Okay, then we discuss about the interrupt mechanism. What are the different types of interrupts used in 8051 microcontroller, and how they can be organized, how they can be used? That is called interrupt mechanism, the mechanism of the interrupts in 8051. So these are the different topics we discuss in the second unit. So all these are belongs to architecture of 8051. Including this, we discuss about the pin diagram of 8051 also. Okay, now, so here the 8051 microcontroller hardware. Already we know here the 8051 microcontroller has two separate buses for a program and data. Program and data. That means these buses are used for communicating or transfer the data in between the various elements. Sometimes data or sometimes the codes. We use the separate buses here. At the same time, here in the 8051 microcontroller, already we know that there are two separate memory elements dedicated for the program, that is code, and the second one is data. Here we have 264 byte, that means 64k into 8, 64k byte size program memory and data memory. So here all the registers in the 8051 microcontrollers are 8-bit registers, because the 8051 microcontroller is a 8-bit controller. So therefore all the registers used in the 8051 microcontroller are 8-bit width. Okay, the central processing unit is perform the arithmetic and logic operations. All the arithmetic logic operations are done in the accumulator. The accumulator itself a 8-bit size, and sometimes we use another register that is nothing but a B register. For example, we perform the division and multiplication operations. Sometimes we need an extra register to support the main register. Main register is nothing but accumulator. So therefore, we use another 8-bit register. That is the, for example, we multiply two numbers. For example, 8 multiplied with the 4. We multiplied single digit numbers, 8 and 4, but we get a double digit result. So therefore here the accumulator is multiply the 8-bit data. Sometimes the result may be 16-bit. So therefore, to store that 16-bit data, we can use two 8-bit registers. So therefore, here one is the accumulator and one is the B register. Okay. At the same time, all the registers in the architecture of 8051 are 8-bit registers. Sometimes we are using 16-bit register also. That means the combination of two 8-bit, it called as a 16-bit registers. And all the memory locations in the 8051 is 8-bit in size. Okay. Now let's see the internal diagram of internal diagram of 8051 microcontroller. So this is the architecture of 8051 microcontroller. Is it visible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'm expand one by one. So here we have the 8051 microcontroller has four IO ports. So here in the top it is one port 0. Here the port 0 indicates P naught 0 to P naught 7. That means P naught is nothing but port 0. 2, it is the 8-bit port. And here we have another port, that is port 2. So that is P2 not 2, P27, it is also 8-bit port. And at the bottom we have another two ports here, port 1 and port 3. That means the 8051 microcontroller has 32 IO lines. 32 IO lanes. And here the 32 IO lanes can be divided into four ports. Okay, some ports are particularly dedicated for the IO lines, and some ports are used for the multiplexing purpose. That means they can be used as a port, and sometimes they can be used as a another purpose or multi-purpose pins. Okay, now here we have RAM address register. Here we, okay, on the top left we have address RAM address register, and here it is the RAM, and here port 0 latch, and here the port 1, port 2 latch. Here EEPROM, that is ROM. Okay, here one is the RAM and the one is the ROM. So both are inbuilt. And here it is the main register, that is the accumulator. So the accumulator is the main register, and sometimes to support this accumulator for the arithmetic operations like multiplication and division operations, we use another register, that is nothing but a B register. Okay, this is the B register here we have. And here these two are the two temporary registers, temporary register 1 and temporary register 2. So this is the accumulator. All the arithmetic and logic operations are performed in this arithmetic and logic unit. So here at the bottom we have PSW, that is the program status word. Program status word. That sometimes it is also called a flag register. But here in 8051 microcontroller, we called as a program status word. That means it indicates the status of the result. Generally, the flag register having carry flag, auxiliary carry flag, parity flag, overflow flag. But the 8051 microcontroller doesn't have zero flag, but 8051 microcontroller has microprocessor has 8086 microprocessor, and 8085 microprocessor has zero flag. But here the microcontroller doesn't have any zero flags. So here it indicates the program status word or a flag list is nothing but it indicates the status of the result when it is carries present or not while operating the arithmetic and logic operations, and sometimes overflow flag. And here we have carry flag, auxiliary carry flag, and overflow flag, parity flag, and we have F4. Here we use one flag, that is nothing but a F4, that is used for general purpose. That is used for general purpose. Sometimes it can be used by the user defined. And here we have two combinational flags, that is RS0 and RS1. Depends upon the combination of RS1 and RS0, we can estimate the status of the result. Okay, And on the right side here we have one stack pointer. Already we know the stack pointer. Stack is nothing but a group of memory locations which are used for which are used for a specific purpose. Okay. Next here we have one pecan, that is nothing but a power control resistor. Power control or power mode resistor, that is pecan. And SCON, that is nothing but a serial mode control resistor, or that means it is nothing but a serial control resistor. Serial data communication control register, that is nothing but a SCON here. Is it clear? Is it visible? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, okay, okay. Now we discuss everything. We discuss everything clearly. Okay, now T mode, that is nothing but a timer mode resistor. Based on the status of this timer mode resistor, the timer can be operated. And here we, it is also, all these are nothing but a 8-bit resistors. This is the timer mode resistor. And here it is nothing but a timer mode control resistor. Tcon is nothing but a timer mode control resistor. And here the timer mode resistor having two 8-bit resistors, that is higher byte and lower byte, that is th naught and tl naught. Another one is the serial communication buffer. So that is nothing but a s buff resistor, s buffer, that is nothing but serial buffer resistor, SBUF. Okay, here we have th1 and tl1. These are though nothing but a 2 byte, lower byte and upper byte. And here it is nothing but a
Sir, excuse me.
tell me.
Sir, కొంతమంది ఇది జాయిన్ అయ్యారు సార్, యాక్సెప్ట్ చేసి.
Accept China of 1 meter. Now I stop the sharing and then I accept.
ఓకే సార్.
It is very difficult to accept the in Zoom it is very easy. We accept middle. Okay. Now here this is nothing but a uh, instruction pointer, IP instruction pointer. And here it is nothing but a interrupt serial port timers block. This is nothing but a interrupt serial port timers. This is nothing but a interrupt register. And here we have a program address register. And here it is the buffer simply. And it is nothing but a program count incrementer. So generally we know the meaning of program counter. Program counter indicates it always shows the address location of the next instruction to be executed. So that is nothing but a program counter. Here it is nothing but a program counter, and it is nothing but a program counter incrementer, and it is nothing but a DPTR, that is a data point register. And at the left side we have timer and control signals. Timer and control signals. Here it is nothing but a instruction register, and at the bottom we have oscillator. So generally the 8051 microcontroller operates 11.698 megahertz, say approximately called as 12 megahertz clock frequency. So therefore here it is the oscillator which used to generate the clock signal. So we here we connect the external clock, a crystal oscillator here we connect. So this is the internal diagram of the 8051 microcontroller. Now we discuss one by one. Okay, is it clear? So this is very important topic. The block diagram or architecture of 8051 microcontroller for the examination point of view, are the further studies about the microcontroller, and we can implement the projects, embedded projects, by using microcontrol. This is very important. You must learn these things. Okay. Now we see one by one. So first one is the accumulator. First one is accumulator. So accumulator is the 8-bit resistor. to save the operand while operating the arithmetic and logic operations or sometimes data transfer operations. For example, we operate one instruction. For example, we have move a comma b, move a comma b. That means it is one is the operand, another one is the opcode. The instruction itself divided into two parts. One is the opcode and the other one is the operand. Operand is nothing but a data to be operated. Every instruction have some opcodes. Opcodes. Therefore, that opcodes and operands are saved in the 8-bit accumulator before perform the operation. Okay, here the accumulator is the 8-bit register. It is the main register. It is involving all the arithmetic and logic operations. Okay, so 8-bit register to save the operands for ALU or data transfer operations. It is also used for accumulate the result. Sometimes after the processing, the result is an 8-bit result. Then automatically it is stored in the accumulator. Automatically stored in the accumulator. But that means the first time to store the data after the processing is the accumulator. Okay, so therefore the data itself after the process is stored in the accumulator. It is the 8-bit register. Now we have another register that is nothing but a B register. B register, it is denoted B register. It is also 8-bit register. It to store the second operand. Second operand. For example, you multiply two single digit uh, multiplication. For example, multiply 8 and 4. I am saying in decimal 8 and 4. We multiply 8 and 4, but the result we get a double digit number. That means we have two operands. Okay, therefore that data is stored. One is stored. For example, 2 is stored in the accumulator and 3 is stored in the B register. One digit is stored in the accumulator. Accumulator is stored only 8-bit. So therefore, remaining 8-bit is stored in the B register. Is it clear? Hello?
Clear, sir.
That means after the process, the result is automatically stored in the accumulator. Maybe the data is overflow of 8-bit. It is immediately stored in the B register. Okay. Next one is it clear? Is it audible, students?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Okay. Now, so the next one is the accumulator. This is the main unit, arithmetic and logic unit. That means in this unit we can perform all the arithmetic operations and logical operations. Okay, this is the main unit in the 8051 microcontroller. Okay, so it perform the operations as per the instruction given to the processor, and after the execution the result is stored in the either accumulator or B register. Okay, now next one is program status word. That is nothing but a PSW. Okay, don't bother, don't worry. We discuss the format of everything. For example, we discuss the format of PSW. What are the bits? For example, what is the PSW not PSW1? But PSW is a 8-bit register. What is the first bit? What is the second bit? What is the third bit? We discuss everything. Don't worry. Here I give only a brief note about all the elements. We have the program status word topic. So at the time I display the format of the program status word. For example, what is the PS not, PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4, PS5, PS6, and PS7? What is the bit position? What are the various bits? Already I told it having a carry flag, auxiliary. For example, what is the bit position of auxiliary carry flag? What is the bit position of carry flag? What is the bit position of overflow flag? And already I told that one there are two separate status bits, RS0 and RS1. What is the position of RS0 and RS1? And here the combination of RS0 and RS1 depends upon the various status of the result. I can explain everything. Okay, here just I give the brief about the program status word. So these are belongs to architecture of 8051. So in the examination, they asked about the draw the architecture of 8051 and explain each block number. We can write all these things. Sometimes they ask separately explain the program status word. In such cases, we can elaborately explain the program status word. Okay, is it clear? Hello.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, so program status word is the status word. So it indicates the status of the result. Status of the result. So if the carry flag is occur or carry flag is carries coming or not while operating the arithmetic and logic operations, and sometimes additional carry is there, so that is nothing but auxiliary carry. For example, if the data is overflow, here all the registers are 8-bit register. For example, the data uh, coming after the or the result coming after the process is more than 8-bit, that is nothing but it indicates the result is overflow. So then automatically it is stored in the B register. So it to indicate that we have one status bit, that is nothing but overflow flag. Okay, so it is a 8-bit register with the different flags. Okay, now another one, the serial interfacing device. So already I told the 8051 microcontroller having itself, some microcontrollers are having itself UART, that is a universal asynchronous transmitter and receiver, that is used for the serial communication. So here the serial devices may be full duplex, that means both sides communication, or sometimes half duplex. Okay, here in the 8051 microcontroller serial interfacing device, that is UART, is the full duplex serial IO operations. That means input and output operation through the set of two pins of port 3. In the port 3, the port 3 can be used as a input and output port, and sometimes it can be used to interface the serial communication with help of RxD and TX. That means received and transmitted. Rx is nothing but received and TX is nothing but transmitted. And for off duplex synchronous communication. Okay, so by using the port 3, we can operate the serial interfacing devices. And here we have timers also. There are two 8-bit timers. They can denote a timer naught and timer 1. So these are used to measure the how much time the task is performed. So timers at the same time to set the time to perform a task in particular or uh, a particular time or a specified time. So here we use the timers and counters. So here 8051 microcontroller has two timers. It is denoted by T0 and T1. These two are nothing but a 8-bit. Here we have using 4 register TH1, that is nothing but a higher byte of the timer 1 and lower byte of the timer 2. So here these two are the 16-bit. So one is the 8-bit, and this T0 can be divided into two 8-bit, and T1 can be divided into two 8-bit. That is lower byte and upper byte. Okay, next one is the 8051 microcontroller has special function registers, that is S mode, that is serial mode register, and a serial communication buffer, power mode control register, PCON, and TL not timer 0 lower byte, and a timer not higher byte, timer 1 lower byte, and a timer 1 higher byte are called a special purpose register. These are the special purpose registers. Along these two, there are some other registers. They're called SP, stack pointer, program status word, A register, B register, instruction register, interrupt instruction pointer, and SCON, TCON, S mode, S buffer, PCON. So all these are nothing but a special purpose registers used in 8051 microcontroller. Okay. Now here the 8051 microcontroller. Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the 8051 microcontroller has four ports. So port not, that is P naught, that is port 0. So port 0 is the 8-bit port IO lines. So the port 0 is the single IO. It can be dedicated for IO pins only. It is dedicated for IO pins only. Here the single chip mode. That means it can be used only IO lines. And for the data bus come lower address. For example, here the 8051 is nothing but a 16-bit address bus. So therefore, here we use the uh, two 8 lines. Okay, so one is the AD0 to AD1, another one is A9 to A15 address lines. So here the port 0 is used for only meant for IO lines. Okay, port 2, that is P2. It is also 8-bit port, single chip mode for higher order address, the expanded mode. Okay, so this can be easily understand while studying the pin diagram. Okay, now the port to 1, here port 0, port 2, these are observed in the top position the architecture. Port 0 and port 1 are observed in the top position of the architecture here. Here port 0 and port 2. Okay, now here the port 1, it is also 8-bit port, 8-bit lines, and a few device operations are related to port 1 in 8051 microcontroller. That means it can be operated either IO lines, or sometimes it can be extended for the special operations also. And port 3, so it is also 8-bit port, 8-bit port. It is also operated IO lines as well as some additional operations. So here it is operated serial interfacing SI bits and a timer, interrupts, IT, interrupt not and interrupt one input lines. And for sometimes it is used for memory read and memory write. That is RD bar and WR bar for the memory operations. So all these lines are connected in along with the port 3 IO lines, along with the port 3 IO lines. Okay, hello. Now we have the memory locations or memory in the 8051 microcontroller, ROM, read only memory. So here the mask ROM, EEPROM, or sometimes flash, electrically erasable programmable read only memory, and it is of 4K in 8051 classic family. And this is the ROM. Okay, we discussed the organization of ROM later. Okay, then internal RAM, that is the internal random access memory. So already we know that the 8051 microcontroller is 128 byte RAM is indirectly and directly accessible in the address space of 128 byte. Okay, now the register bank. So in the 8051 microcontroller, it has four register banks: R0, R1, R2, R3. So there are four register banks, each of 8 registers. That means we have 32 registers in the register bank. For example, in the R0 we have 8, in the R1 we have 8, in the R2 we have 8. So therefore 32 registers are used in the register bank of 8051 microcontroller. There are a register bank, each bank, four register banks, that is R0, R1, R2, and R3. Each register bank, that means R0 have 8 registers, R1 is have 8 registers. So these are the internal. Okay, next one is two lines, that is XTAL1, XTAL2. These pins are used for connecting the crystal oscillator. So generally the uh, uh, 51 microcontroller operate 12 megahertz clock signal. So the time period of each clock is equal to 1 by 12 megahertz. That is the time of each mission cycle of each clock period. So to operate, to connect the clock or external clock to the microcontroller, we use two lines, that is XTAL1 and XTAL2. So these pins are used for connecting the connecting the crystal oscillator to the microcontroller. Okay, next one is the uh, external enable. Sometimes we require to extend the memory location or to store the data to extend the memory location. So therefore we use an external memory. So here in microcontroller there is this line, there is a output line or IO line to enable the external memory location when it is interfaced. So by to access that external memory locations, here we use a external enable line. External enable line. Okay. Now we have another pin that is nothing but a RST. All these are we observed in the block diagram here. We have all this. For example, XTL1 is here and XTL2 is here, and here we have some pins also. Okay, here we have some IO lines. Okay, so here it is nothing but EA. So EA is nothing but a external enable. For example, the line is low. That means the processor is accessing the external memory location. Sometimes the IO lines are activate for low and activate sometimes activate for high, or sometimes low enable and high enable. So EA line, external enable line is the low enable line. Okay, the signal is low. That means the processor, the controller is accessing the external memory. Okay. Now here we use a another pin, that is RST1, that is a reset pin. The reset circuit input and also reset few output cycles to the external peripheral devices to let the processor reset and synchronizing with the devices. Sometimes we need to reset some devices. So therefore we use the RST line, that is a reset pin. And here we have two interrupt lines, that is interrupt not and interrupt one. So both are active low. Okay, so these two are used for external interrupts. For example, interrupt not, some it is indicated in the pin diagram, INT not bar, INT not, INT one bar. So these are active low. That means the signal at the particular pin is low, then it is activated. Okay, next one is a power supply pins or power supply lines. So here the 8051 microcontroller is the active device. So therefore it requires the power. So therefore here we have two power lines. One is VCC, another one is the ground. So the 8051 microcontroller operates 5 volts DC supply. Okay. Next, another one is PSEN bar, that is nothing but a program stored enable. It is also low active line when the reading the external program memory. For example, this is activated when EA is enabled. EA is enabled. Okay, so that means it is the program storage enable active low line when reading the external program memory byte. Byte means 8 bits. Okay, next one is read. So it is also act to low. It read the data from the external data memory. And here it is a write bar. These two are the IO lines. So it can be write into the external data. So these two lines, PSEN, RD bar, write bar, and EA bar, all these things are used to access the external memory. Access the external memory. For example, EA bar is it is active low. The signal at that pin is low. That means the controller is access the or access the external memory. That means the external memory is connected to the controller. When it is connected, Again, we use the PESN, PSEN, program store enable. It is reading the external memory bytes, and once it is activated, we can write and we can read by using the RD and WR lines. So RD bar, it is the read line to read the data from the external memory, and sometimes we store the data or write into the external memory. We use two lines. Okay. Okay, now this is nothing but a programming model of 8051 microcontroller. Already we discussed about the various registers, the general purpose registers or main registers or sometimes special purpose registers or special function registers. So here, is it visible clearly? Hello? Hello students?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Clear? Hello?
Clear, sir.
Okay, okay. Now, so here a register. So here we have on the left side we have one number that is nothing but a size of that register. Here is the A register is denoted here 8. That means it is the 8-bit register. On the other side we have another code also. So that code is nothing but uh, byte address, direct byte address. It indicates the address location of that register. Okay, here it is one address location, direct address byte of the register. So here one is the register size. Okay, is it clear? Hello? So here also B register. Here it is also 8-bit register, and this is the direct address byte of the 8-bit register. And here it is nothing but a instruction pointer. And here IE, enable line, and it is T mode. Here we have the all are nothing but a 8-bit lines here. And here it is nothing but a timer higher byte or counter or timer higher byte. It is the 8-bit register. It is also 8-bit register, lower byte. And here TH1, timer 1, higher byte. It is also 8-bit. It is also combination of this higher bit and lower byte. The timer is a 16-bit. Okay. Similarly, SCON is there. SCON is nothing but serial data control register or serial communication control register. It is also 8-bit. Here the it is nothing but a direct address byte. Okay, S buffer, PCON, and here in this diagram we indicate the address bytes and sizes of the each register. Okay, then here we have stack pointer also, and this is nothing but a internal RAM. So internal RAM is the 128 byte. 128 byte. So therefore here it indicates the address locations of the each byte or each location. Okay, so we have a register bank. We have register bank also. Simply here we indicate a register bank 0. Register bank 0. So that is R not. Here we have uh, 8 registers, that is R naught, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, and R7. So these address locations are belongs to register bank R naught. Okay. Now here we have some register that is nothing but a data point register. In the data point register, we have upper byte and lower byte. Okay. At the same time, program counter. So program counter is a 16-bit register. Okay. Here the program counter is no address location. No address. The program counter is have no address. Okay. Here we have the port lines, port latches, port 0, port 1 latch, port 3, 2 latch, port 3 latch. So this is nothing but a memory organization. So that means a programming model of 8051 microcontroller. Here we have the internal RAM. So this is nothing but a programming model. What are the uh, registers used, and what are the direct address location of that register, what is the size of the register. Okay, now we go for pin configuration. The same things are repeated here, but here we study about the what are the pins. Here this is the pin diagram. We see the pin diagram of 8051 microcontroller. So from pin 1 to pin 8. So this is the hello, hello,
Yes, sir.
ma audible gunda.
Audible,
Yes,
sir.
sir, audible.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
okay, okay. So now here it is a uh, uh, port 0, port 0, sorry, it is the port starting at port 1. So the pin number 1 to pin number 8, it is nothing but a port 1. Okay, so each these pins are only configured for IO. So these pins are dedicated for only IO lines. There is no other purpose. So here in the pin 9 is the RST, that is reset the elements or reset the external devices. RST is a logical one. On this pin, disable the microcontroller and clear the content of most of the registers. That means clear. For example, the clear pin is set 1. That is nothing but clear the accumulator. So it is the clear pin, clear all the resistors. At the same time, it disable the microcontroller. And here the pin 10 to pin 17. So this is the port 3. So here the port 3 is used for IO lines as well as some other purposes also. Some other purpose also. So here the port 3 is used for pin number 10 is the RxD. That means received from the uh, serial communication devices, receive signal. So this is a uh, IO line, our input line. This is the input line. It receives the data from the serial communication device. Okay, that means here the pin 10th pin is used as a port 3 pin, as well as sometimes it can be used as a RxD. Okay, now we at the same time pin number 11, it can be used for a TXD, transmit. That means we have two lines to interface the serial device. One is the read and transmit, receive and transmit. So here the pin number 11 is the transmitted pin. That means pin 10 and pin 11 are both are used for port 3 pins IO lines as well as RX and TD. RxD and TXD. And here 12th pin is also used for interrupt INT not, and 13th pin used for INT 1, and 14th pin used for T not timers. Okay, we can explain each and everything. Okay, we have the all the pins. Okay, we have 11th pin is a serial asynchronous communication output. Transmit, that means transmit means output. Okay, and pin number 12 is the interrupt not. Here we clear up there. So interrupt not, and it is nothing but interrupt one. These two are used for interrupt mechanism. Okay, now these two are used for the timers. We can operate timer not or timer one, and timer not having 2 byte TH naught, TL naught. Similarly, T1, that is the timer one. That means 8051 microcontroller has two timers, timer naught and timer one. To operate these two timers, here we can use the pin 14 and 15. Okay, now again we use the 16 and 17 pins are used for transmit or receive the data, or read the data or write the data into the external memory. Read from the external memory or write into the external memory. Here we used pin lines 16 and 17. Okay. Next, 18 and 19 pins are used for connecting the external clock crystal oscillator. Okay. Now here the 20th pin is used for connecting the power supply line, particularly it is ground line, and the 40th pin is used for connecting the VCC or plus volts. And here in between the 40 and 20, we connect the power supply lines. 20 line is connected to ground and 40th line is connected to plus, that is VCC. And here the 21 to or 28, these lines are used for port to 2 operation. Here also the port to 2 operation is also multiplexing. It is used for IO lines connecting the port line, and sometimes we are using the address bus. Address bus, that is higher order address bus. Higher order address bus, that is A9 to A15. A9 to A15 lines. And here we have the another port, that is 32 pin to and 39th pin. So this is nothing but a port not. So port not is also used for the multi-purpose. Okay, only the port one is only dedicated for IO, and remaining three ports are used for multi-purpose. So here the pin number 32 to 39 is a port 0, port 0. Here we use a alternate, that means the port 0 used for lower byte of address bus. Lower byte of address, that is AD A02. Sometimes it is also used for data also. Okay, AD0 to AD7. Okay, now here we use one is the pin number 31 is a EA bar. EA bar is nothing but used for external memory access. External memory, enable the external memory. So it is active for low. It is active for low. Another one is the ALE, that is address latch enable or a program. So this is a multi-purpose multiplex line. And PSEN, that is nothing but a program status enable line. So this is about the uh, pin diagram of 8051 microcontroller. Okay, is it clear now? Hello?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Have any doubt?
No, sir.
The architecture is very very important in the examination point of view. At the same time, your future, for example, if you implement any program, your future needs, it is very very important. For example, you design an embedded system. If you want to design an embedded system, we must know the basic architecture of 8051 microcontroller, and we know the fin configuration of 8051 micro, which fin is used for what purpose. For example, we interface in the external memory. What are the fins involved? We can interface in the serial communication. So therefore, what are the pins where we connect the external devices? So therefore, it is very important topics. One is the architecture of 8051 microcontroller, as well as the fin configuration of 8051 microcontroller. So in the next class, we discuss about the uh, each and every element in the architecture in detail. For example, the only simply here we talk about the program counter. Here we talk about the program counter. What is the purpose of program counter? What is the purpose of program counter? And what is the purpose of DPTR? And what is the purpose of program status word? What is the format of program status word? What is the bit position of program status word? We can discuss in detail in the next class. Okay? Hello?
Okay, sir.
Now I stop the sharing. Is it clear, everyone? Have any doubt?
No, sir, clear.
Are you go through the PPT shared by yesterday? Are you see that PPTs?
Yes, sir.
Have any doubt? Do you have any doubt
No,
on
sir.
that particular
No, sir.
PPT? Okay. So
Okay.
go through that PPTs. Okay. So now I end the meeting. Hello. Hello.
Sir,
Hello. Okay. Left all the people.
వెళ్ళిపోయారు సార్ వాళ్ళు.